What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Super Princess Peach. Or at least the last episode, I guess. This is a little bit of a bonus episode, I guess you can call it. So, I think it's time that we just buy everything that's in this shop. Charge umbrella. Let's see what we can do with this. So now, you shoot a projectile, and I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. This ability sucks. It is not that great. So we're gonna just buy tough coffee, and this will increase our HP. No teasing. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna talk about the game for a little bit, and then we're also going to pretty much talk about a few other things, such as the Summerfest and the Game Awards and the Xbox games that are coming out. Pretty much what's coming out in quote-unquote directs. So it's gonna seem like, this is gonna be a little bit, it's gonna be a little bit eerie because it's gonna be a voiceover and a live recording. Because once I get to mini games, it'll be a voiceover, and then by then you'll probably know what I'm gonna be talking about by then. So let's get on with the show, right? And we're gonna talk about this game first. So here's why. Well, okay, I guess I can't demonstrate this here. All right, so we just need to do that. That's what you're supposed to do. So. Useless against Draboons, basically. Let's see if I can... Ooh, okay, I was able to... There we go. Boom. It's kind of sad that you don't get to hear this soundtrack at all, like, ever. Oh, yeah, this affects the direction. Yeah, so if you try to go up there like this, then... Ooh, okay, nope, okay. It's kind of like a Mario level. It's kind of funny. You asked me on that one. So, the thing that's hilarious about this game, in a way, is the fact that, like, there were several, like, unused, a lot of unused, data, a lot of unused, like, graphics, a lot of unused sprites, a lot of unused content in general. There's gonna be a whole video on that, not on this channel. Well, let's wait on that one. Gotta be quick on this one. Alright, let's see if we can grab this. Alright. This might be the end, actually, of this level. But there's a lot of unused content, and one of the things I wanted to point out is that the Koopalings were originally supposed to be in this game. Yeah, that's it. That's the end. That was a really short level. Wow, okay. But yeah. Come on. Like, can I get at least something good? Just something, please. Alright, here we go. Nope, I got sucked in. Nope. Stupid Koopa Troopa. There we go. Alright, so that's a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie. What the heck? Whoop! Okay. This is gonna make it a lot easier. I want to know how bad it would have been if I... How bad it would it be if I didn't have this ability? Alright, can we make it to the end? Is this gonna be the entire level? Because that would suck if that's the case. Woo! Okay. Otherwise, I would have to start the entire thing over again, and I would not want that, to be honest with you. Now that's funny. I made it into the freaking fight before anything can happen. Wow, what the heck? That is some crazy. The purpleness of the clouds is crazy. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to point out is that the way Peach goes into the pipes, it's kind of unused. There's unused ways, and if you notice like how she gets in the pipes, there's only one way she can get in the pipe, and it's up or down when she's like normal like this, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, this is kind of annoying. Alright, let me see if I can, okay. Yeah, so the way Peach goes into the pipes is unused. There's unused things like with that, too. Okay, if you hit this, you're based. Yes! You're based! You're based. No. Come on, please. No, Peach. Dang it. Alright, well, that's enough about this game that I'm going to talk about. Now I'm going to talk about the Summerfest and the Xbox games. And pretty much, I'm not going to say what every game that came out, but I'll at least list some that came to my interest and then go from there, and then I'll just like kind of like commentate on that part at the very least, and then I'll go to the glossary and then actually, you know what? No, screw that. I'm gonna go to the glossary first because yeah, that won't. Yeah, let's do that first. Actually, or actually, no, let's go to the music room first. So as you can see, we have the entire band. We have every single soundtrack that's known to mankind in this. So yeah, you unlock that. As you unlock the soundtracks, you unlock more members. So there's that to look forward to, and yeah, that's the whole thing. So I kind of wish there was some sort of progressive thing, like where I can know for sure what happens there, but like when you get each member of the Peach 5. But for the most part, I'm gonna go in the glossary and just show you the enemies quickly. So we have here a Goomba. The Mushroom Kingdom Trader is a common sight. Its expression when it causes an earthquake is great when it's mad. It attacks when it's sad, so you feel bad attacking, which I don't. A Goomba who fights by dropping things on you, or micro Goombas, I guess. Call it. Gets in your way by flying back and forth while sad. A Goomba who flies. What's next? Flying Cheep Cheeps? Well, it actually doesn't fly. It actually just jumps. So, Mad Goomba can cling to cliffs while angry. Now that's power right there. Koopa Troopa that attacks head on, attacks angrily like a spoiled or third worlder. Sorry, joke. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Alright. But I'm not gonna lie though, like, I'm gonna be honest though. Like, okay, like, no shade to you if you're from a third world country. It's just like, you know the kind of types of behaviors that y'all have to deal with over there, and I'm sad that you guys have to deal with that, and we have to deal with that over here too, unfortunately. But you know, that's just why I made that joke. So this is one of the only jokes I'll probably just backtrack on and apologize head on. So my apologies on that one. Apparently, this red Koopa Troopa is the weakest of the Koopa Troopas. Wanders constantly, but doesn't go off a cliff at all, so that's why it's considered weak. A Koopa Troopa who has learned to jump happily. Hopping Koopa Troopas still fly as ever. flighty as ever. Floats angrily to and fro. Attacks foes upon sight. So that's a mad green Koopa Troopa. Or Paratroopa, I guess. A floating Koopa Troopa, rather weak. A glad Paratroopa. Floats without a care and figure eights while happy. A Lakitu, an annoying enemy that attacks from his cloud. A calm Lakitu sleeps calmly, walks softly so as not to wake him. That's a Spiny, an annoying enemy whose spikes you can't jump on. Speeds back and forth while sad and cries. So there's your sad Spiny. So Mecha. Wait, what the heck? Does it say Mecha Spike Top? There's no way that's a Mecha Spike Top. Mecha Spike Top. I thought it was just Spike Top. Is that the official? What? Known for its hard shell and spines, walks constantly. Okay, but it's a Mecha Spiny? There's no way, right? That's so weird. Then you got a Mad Mecha Spike Top, a dangerous foe that can stretch its spikes. Interesting. So we got a Hammer Bro right here, a Koopa Soldier who throws hammers. And you got a Calm Hammer Bro, attack this sleeping enemy after quietly approaching. An annoying foe. Oh, Amazing Flying Hammer Bro, that's what it's called, sorry. That's the abbreviations, by the way. Which is what you can see down there, the Calm Amazing Flying Hammer Bro. So, an annoying foe who throws hammers from a platform. Attack this sleeping enemy without getting close. Then you got Spike. Spits iron balls from its mouth. Jump on it. Mad Spike jumps angrily and launches iron balls. Piranha Plant snaps at everything. Don't just jump onto it. So you got a glad Piranha Plant. Dances around happily and spits fireballs. You got Nipper Plants. A small Piranha Plant hops everywhere. Then you got Sad Nipper Plant. Attacks foes without a thought since it's so sad. Patui throws balls while walking. A type of Piranha Plant. Glad Patui does a happy dance and throws balls in the air. Okay. You got a Volcano Plant, spits at you from its spot on the ground. Look out. You got a Calm. Okay, so you got a. Oh, Calm Volcano Plant, right. Approach it quietly while it sleeps and defeat it. You got a Pokey, a thorny cactus-like foe. Avoid it by jumping. And you got a Mad Pokey, will stretch its spine, cover body angrily. And you got a Cheep Cheep, a blowfish-like creature that lives in the water. A sad one, a high-jumping Cheep Cheep. That's something I didn't realize about the sad ones and the other variants is that these guys jump higher. I never realized that. It's actually kind of crazy if you think about it, but it makes sense for this game to have different mechanics with that. So you got a Blurp. Wears goggles and approaches in the water. I haven't seen this guy since Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Or, not Wonder, sorry. Super Mario Bros. No, it's not even Super Mario Bros. It's just Super Mario World. Oops. My bad. So you got a Mad Blurp. Quivers with anger as it hunts enemies. Yeah, it hunts enemies. Okay, cool. Blooper, a squid-like enemy that moves oddly up and down. Glad Blooper, a laid-back enemy that swims happily in the water. Urchin meanders through water. Watch those spines. Boo, a shy ghost. If you look at it, it will freeze. Mad Boo, an angry ghost that will attack you if you look at it. Big Boo, a giant Boo, still as shy as ever. I should have called it Big Mad Boo, but it's called Mad Big Boo. It's not shy anymore, it's angry and enormous. Dry Bones, a skeleton Koopa Troopa. It breaks but reassembles. Sad Dry Bones, weeps sadly and throws bones. Fishing Boo, a ghost version of Lakitu. It likes to fish. Calm Fishing Boo. walk by quietly when it's sleeping. Podoboo, the original name for what everybody calls today a lava bubble. Kids are never gonna remember this name. Kids, this is the actual name of what's so-called the lava bubble. It's a Podoboo, okay? Avoid this fireball that jumps out of lava. Got Little Sparky, avoid it as it moves along the terrain. Then you got Hothead, avoid it as it moves along the terrain. So you got Little Sparky and Hothead. So I guess it turns into a Hothead when it gets bigger or something. I don't know. Just weird. Starts to attack as you move closer to avoid it. Avoid it. Avoid it. That's what it's okay. Torpedo Ted, an underwater version of Bullet Bill. Watch out. Glad Torpedo Ted. Happily moves through the water as it attacks. Hopefully I can still do things. Okay, so that's a Bullet Bill. It's dangerous and looks hard, but try stomping on it. Superfall that attacks angrily at high speed. I was just hoping I didn't lag too much on that one. Sorry about that. It's huge, but you can pick it up with the X button. Yeah, I tried that, and it was hilarious when I did that. Right? It's kind of funny. And that's a Bonsai Bullet Bill, I believe it's what it's called. Or just Bonsai Bill, actually. Hopefully everything's all good right now. Okay, so this is a Mad Bonsai Bill. So it's a super bullet that attacks angrily at high speed. This is just called a cannon, but I think Manny called it a Kaboomba or something. That's what it was called in Yoshi's Island. I say yes. An annoying enemy that attacks with cannonballs. Wipe this fool out as it sleeps calmly. A calm cannonball. Just calm cannon. Never mind. Babam. A bomb enemy. Stomp on it, and in a bit it'll explode. Glad Babam skips happily towards you. It explodes, so be careful. It makes confetti too. It explodes. You should have added. It explodes with it explodes with confetti, so be careful. That's what they should try to put there, but it's fine. Babam with a parachute. Stomp on it to blow it up. Gets happy when it loses its parachute. Then it skips. It's a chain. Oh, chain chop. Oh, chain chop. It's a chain chop. It's changed because it's dangerous. Be careful. Calm chain chop. Annoying if you wake it up. Jump quietly. How do you jump quietly? There's no way there's like in anybody's right mind that they could just jump quietly. Big chain chop. A giant chain chop, very dangerous. Fang attacks from the air. I've never seen it with those sprite palettes, but here you are. It's with yellow wings for some reason. And then the Glad Fang, which would have had the yellow one, but I guess now it has the pink or reddish, pinkish wings, I guess. Dances happily and attacks. And you got a Raven, cute but still a foe. It moves along the terrain. Sad Raven. So sad it sometimes causes an earthquake. You should have put "and" between the causes earthquakes. That doesn't make sense. Rex, a dinosaur-like enemy. Flip it with 2 stomps. Sad Rex gets sad and attacks when it sees an enemy. Then you got the Walrus. Apparently spends time on ice eating snow cones. Okay, that's new. Starfish, a star-shaped foe rumored to be the prince of a kingdom. Oh yeah, that's the enemy you have to defeat like 3 times, like once in the so yeah, that's supposed to be Starfy, but Starfish. It's just called a Starfish, and he roams around. You see him like he's that star-shaped foe that you see in the Who Woods. Which one was it? The beach area. Wavy Beach, and then Gleam Glaciers. I think that's what it was, in the ice area. Boss Piranha Plants. A big piranha plant. A big piranha plant, its belly button is vulnerable. It's supposed to be P Piranha. But, alright. Who, the protector of whose wood, attacks when threatened. Which, I don't know why it got threatened by us. Could have just given us the frickin' toad and then we wouldn't have to fight you. But whatever, dude. King Boo, the boss of the boos. It fears the light. Wiggler, usually quiet, it gets angry when stepped on. Gooper Blooper, the blooper boss. It can attack with its tentacles. Blizzaris, the dragon of Gleam Glacier. It used to be a sprite. It used to be a sprite. Okay. Giant Kamek. A Kamek made huge with magic. It can teleport. Should have been Giant Magic Koopa, but alright, cool. Should have been a Giant Magic Koopa made huge with magic. It can teleport. Army Hammer Bro. The Hammer Bros leader. Stronger than the others. Maybe? Yeah, his strength had to be bumped up by Bowser. Mario's old enemy uses the power of Vibe Island. Bowser 2, he wasn't beaten. Hit his eyes with a bomb. He just stares into the void. It's time to stare into the void. While we're here, I'm gonna like introduce you to some unused sprites that I'm probably gonna just show on the screen quickly. So you have a Glad Goomba here, and then you have a Calm Goomba right there. As well as the Koopalings that would have been used in the game if they were bosses. I honestly think they should have been like extra bosses or something, or like special bosses, or you know, something. Should have been used. But considering that the disappearance was quite a while for like from what was it, like Super Mario Advance, or really technically the canon event from the last time they showed up is in Superstar Sega, and then they show up again in like, I think it was wasn't it like New Super Mario Bros. Wii? Oh yeah, that's what it was. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully everything is all spick and span. Now I'm gonna roll it over to you, voiceover. I'm gonna just hand the torch to you, and you enjoy commentating about the Summerfest and Game Fest and possibly the Nintendo Direct, since I've heard that there is a Nintendo Direct. So if there is, you can confirm or disconfirm that, or deny it. I guess, I don't know. I mean, truth be told, it's the truth, right? So go ahead, take it away. Sorry for the awkward silence. I thought I'd wait till, that point to start saying stuff and everything. So, we had the, the Summer Fest, Summer Game Fest, really. And then we had the, the Xbox, Direct kind of thing. Like, there was an Xbox, what do they call it? The Xbox, what do they call it? I'm sorry. There was the Xbox, I know there was like a computer, there was like the PC, like gaming, like industry, like, it was a PC game showcase, and then what was the Xbox? Oh, Xbox showcase. So we had the PC showcase and the Xbox showcase, which showed different varieties of games that were going to release on pretty much both of them in a way. So they did a nice job on splitting up what games split up between them. There was some that kind of like I don't know, that really kind of spoke out kind of in a way. There was Persona 4, the remake. And apparently they're supposed to, and then not supposed to be, in development, there's a Persona 6 coming out. So that's interesting. What other games were, they piqued my interest? There was Cuphead's it's in the making right now, and it's making a new game, like the
it's like making an 8-bit kind of game. I definitely want to check that out for sure. Cuphead. I have never played Cuphead before, but I've watched several people played it, and I do a lot of watching. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't afford a lot of video games, so there's that. I mean, I pretty much bought what I wanted to buy, and then there's for right now, and then hopefully, like, when I do somehow get farther in life, I can get myself a PC and then actually like buy all the games and then input them into the gaming PC. You know, that would be the plan at the very least, and it wouldn't be so much of a you know, pulling of hairs, if anything. None of that really. So I'm gonna be saying a lot. I apologize in advance, and hopefully you guys were able to enjoy the live gameplay. I might try to do it more and more, but it's hard to tell if I ever will do it again. Considering that it's kind of hard for me to like have like I said, like a coherent thought and just like be able to just game, and then like if I want to edit anything out, then you know I won't know until I actually like start editing the video, and then you know that's how the voiceovers are like. At least the voiceover videos are shorter in a way, right? And so there's that. I saw the Nintendo Direct today, and I have to say, this is pretty much what I expected for Nintendo Direct. I saw some games that were announced in the showcases from PlayStation, the PC Showcase, Summer Game Fest, and etc. Pretty much. A lot of games are being released next year. A lot of games are being released the year after. Games that I'm really interested in are the platformers for sure. There's first-person shooters that I want to take a look at too for sure. But I won't know for sure until I play them. If I, you know, really want to dive deep into like actually playing it. So there's that to look at, and there's like a lot to like kind of like broaden, right? So I'm more of I used to be Nintendo, like I used to be like a Nintendo fanboy, or kind of a thing, right? Used to, like keyword is used to be. Okay, I still like Nintendo content from time to time that it releases here and there. So I'm not gonna like deny that. Like I mean obviously look what I'm playing right now, basically, right? So you know, like I'm playing all these games, right? And you know, that's just what's going to be there, right? So, in the scope of practice and everything else in between, it just seems to me... Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention about the Koopalings is the order that you saw them on the screen earlier. I'm not pulling it back up, but if you want to, like, just, you know, just memorize everything there, you can see that the order was from Super Mario World. That was actually originally supposed to be the order of the Koopalings in, you know, this game. Personally, I would have changed the order, because seeing Morton seeing Lemmy in a ghost house doesn't sit right with me. Although it's not that bad. And then Ludwig being in a volcano place, like that makes sense to some degree, right? But then again, I would have seen Morton over there, most likely. Roy in a beach, you know, like in a beach setting, like I don't know about that one. Larry in the sky, I could see that, maybe not. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick side note about this game, because I forgot to really pretty much mention that now. And yeah, if there was a particular order I would have put them in, yeah, I think I would have had Iggy first for the most part. I would have had Roy next, possibly. Yeah, Roy would have been next. Then I would have had... I guess I can accept Lemmy being in the ghost house, right? So, to some degree, possibly Lemmy in there. Ludwig would have been in the volcano one, right? The volcano area. In the beach area would have been Wendy. And then... Have I mentioned Roy yet? Yeah, I have. So... Larry would still be in the sky. But then, who would have been... Oh, no, you know what? No, Morton would have been in the volcano area, right? And the ice and the No, okay, no, actually I had the order, I think I said the order in another video, possibly, right? I'm pretty sure I did. So it would have been, so it would have been Iggy. I can't remember. I can't remember the order. It'll come back to me, but enough about that for right now. I'll probably come up with the order like at the end of the video, and then I'll just say it at the end of the video, and then there you go. I would have suggested for this game, but they were scrapped, and I kind of wish they weren't. I actually wish there was like a second, like, you know, like, or at least like some sort of boss that would have been like, you know, like an extra boss. But the bosses that we have in this game are actually entertaining enough to replay as it is, so it's not bad. Like, we literally have 9 bosses in this game, so it's not a bad, you know, not a bad trade really, right? And, or I guess you can say 10 in a way if you count the second phase for Bowser to be a separate boss battle. But I mean, technically it is, but it's, I would just say it's a phase 2 to Bowser, because knowing Bowser, like, that's just how Bowser works basically, right? It was kind of like the Yoshi's Island kind of vibe in a way. I like how that's actually a weird way how the fire bars work, but cool. Anyways, yeah, a lot of enemies, and apparently with the Mecha Spike Top, technically the only game Mecha Spike Tops appear in. So that's an interesting take, and it is a Mecha Spike Top, and it actually makes sense. Don't know how that makes sense, but it makes sense, okay? What else is there to really state out on the terms of, I guess in the terms of like how this game goes in general? I think it's the reason why this is like one of my like high ends of the 8 out of 10 spectrum, or at least top 10 for me for a video game, is literally because of these mini games that you get to play, the bosses, the atmosphere. Obviously this is a game that, you know, like, he's playing a girls game. Like, yeah, a lot of girls games are like for girls, right? But I would make the exception of this game being a game that I would actually like try playing out. I mean, especially how easy it can be too, right? But it's fun. It's still fun. It still finds its way to be fun, and, you know, there's a lot of mechanics and things that you can go about it. And there's actually a special surprise once you 100% complete it, which I wish it was just a thing that you could do once you complete the game the first time, but alas, that's not how it goes, unfortunately. So with that said, about the Nintendo Direct, it was as I expected it. It was mid. It had some good games announced, like the Fire Emblem, and then you got like the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time to finish off the Direct, and then of course there's the Rhythm Heaven. What other games? Oh, there's a Donkey Kong DLC that's paid or something, right? And a lot of these, I don't know, like the Nintendo Direct, I mean, I feel like it's pretty much confirmed. Like, all of these games are just, you know, that's it. And in a way, I'm gonna literally just title this video, I found the girl games. Because if you think about it, I was watching these Nintendo Directs, and I'm like, or not the I was watching these video game showcases that were showing these video games that were going to release in 2027 and beyond, and like basically all these video games are getting released this month and beyond. And it's like, okay, we rarely were able to see a lot of video games that were portraying for, you know, girls to enjoy. So it's like there's this ideology of like, why are all of these protagonist girls, like, why can't they just stick to their own video games or stick to their own genre, just stick to farming simulators and everything else, right? Just why can't they just stay over there, you know? And then there's platformers for that will, like, dude, like, that's a girl's game. So it's like, what it is what it is. And yeah, like I said, this is the only game I will make an exception on personally for me, only because like it is actually kind of fun in a way. Others not. I mean, just the sheer fact that like you get to play as Peach and then literally like, you know, look at enemies and whatnot. It's kind of like the Yoshi's Island vibe. So I guess a lot of these games, like with these color aspects, are kind of made for girls in a way, ironically. But think about it. I feel like anybody would enjoy these games, right? So like you can do fun challenges with them, but regardless of the fact of, you know, poking on anybody who likes these types of games, yeah, you have all these games that are like, oh yeah, it's gonna be released to the Switch 2. You can play this again in the Switch 2. You can play this game in the Switch 2. And it's like, yep, the Switch has been completely flipped. And it's a play on words, I guess, in a way, right? Like, we really flipped the script on that one. Like, the Switch is pretty much, at this point, like, no longer relevant. So Nintendo's really pushing for you to buy a Switch 2 yourself. And if you don't, you're going to be paying, like, around $800. Sorry for my yawning. But yeah, you're going to be paying around $800 or something like that. And it's like, okay, great. So I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. What else is there to say? Sorry for the long silence. I'm just like trying to figure out coherent like sentences. So yeah, I found all the girl games. There's a Hello Kitty game. There's the Pokemon game. What other games that were like, oh, like this is definitely for girls? Like, I forgot. No, like really, I did forget. They re-announced some games from the showcases, of course, as well. So that's fun. Yeah, I don't know what else to really say, but it's just like, yeah, kind of disappointing in a way. Like, yeah, Mario's 40th anniversary or whatnot, like pretty much like for the most part, it's just like no 3D Mario game. So I think Nintendo has really put Mario in for, you know, for retirement basically at this point in terms of 3D platformers, because we're like 9 years later, like nothing. 9 years later, nothing. The only thing we've gotten in the last 9 years was Bowser's Fury for Super Mario 3D World, and that's not even, I wouldn't even count that as a game that I would like consider to like, I mean, if you haven't bought it on the Wii U, then buy it for sure. Yeah, it's a fun 3D platformer, and you get a DLC bonus with it. And then like, I'm sorry, it's just, it really is nothing. Like, you have Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 like released last year, I believe. So it's like, okay, if you want to count those games, then yeah, technically we had 3D Mario games in the last 9 years. But here's the thing that I'm playing out here, okay? I don't count remakes as like a new, like, oh, like, yay, a new experience. Like, no, these are just old experiences you can experience again if you want to. And it's just, yeah, like I said, I've kind of exhausted the topic in a way. And there's not really much more to say about Nintendo in terms of like how they want to handle their company, how they want to handle their games that are being, you know, released, and they want to handle really anything in general, because it is just kind of sad, like how things are like slowly but surely, like people are starting to realize like the games that are being released are kind of just like, oh yeah, we're gonna accept it, it's cool, right? And it's like, I would rather like we get something. And like the Ocarina of Time remake, I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are happy for it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are happy for Fire Emblem being released. And then you get Xenoblade, you know, like Xeno Chronicles. Of course, the Star Fox gets you know, some update of like, hey, this is gonna be released here, blah blah blah, or we get some DLC or something like that. So that's gonna be cool. I don't know. This is like kind of like, in a way, this is kind of one big puzzle, and like one of those things where like Nintendo is just like, I mean, they're just doing what they want to do at this point. I mean, they're spending all their money on lawsuits instead of actually putting it into video games, or at least putting it into development to make actual video games. So it's kind of like, what do we do here at this point, right? So I just want to at least say on a positive note that at least some of the games that were released aren't too bad, but it's just, you know, like I said before, as I said before, it's a little disappointing to just seek these out, and it's just like, oh, this is the results of everything here, right? And yeah, like obviously a lot of people would expect more, but I mean, we can't really expect a lot from Nintendo, right? It's, I mean, it'd be not hypocritical, it's just like, it's not something we should be putting our hope on ever, really, at all. Or ever, sorry. I said ever like so slightly. As if like, you know, well, actually, I mean, putting hope in worldly things is not exactly a healthy thing to do, especially when it'll drive you into an endless spiral. But, I mean, you get what you get, right? You can't have your cake and eat it too. And, I don't know if I could talk about the Mario Galaxy movie more, since I pretty much am done talking about the Nintendo Direct, because, like I said, there's not much there. It's just like, hey, I found all the girl games, like the rest of them, that the girls can play. Well, us guys are gonna play, God of War. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. There was a whole controversy with that too, and it's hilarious. I absolutely think it's hilarious, because it's like, I'm so sad for you guys. I really am. But I also find it funny that's like a series that should have just been retired off the shelf, never promised again. Because like, I think that's honestly how I feel about the 3D Mario games. It's like Super Mario Odyssey, I thought that one would have been an open world game, but I feel like if there was one last 3D Mario game to make, it should be open world, and that is the final line. Like, that's it. Like, alright, no more Mario content. We're gonna try new IPs. We're gonna try other things. Obviously, we're gonna try and make movies now. And that's it. I actually would have been content with that. But considering that it's gonna be released on the Switch 2, I probably won't be able to experience that. And quite frankly, I hope that there is some sort of way where Koopalings could be implemented to a 3D world environment. I thought that would have been cool. I know a lot of people would kind of like cringe at that, but think about it. If the Koopalings had to be made into a creative boss fight in 2D platformers, imagine the 3D platformer games, where like if there was like a mini boss like or something like that, like beforehand, like you could fight them head on, like on an arena, like in the Boom Boom and Pom Pom style, like in 3D land. But then afterwards, it's like, all right, well, second phase, we're going into a machine, or we're gonna do something kooky and different, you know. So, anyways, enough about that. I wanted to talk about the Mario Galaxy movie a little bit more. Just bits and pieces of it, I guess. Along with my channel too, because I started to rewatch some of my old videos that are kind of cringy in a way, and made me realize I want to do a remake on a couple of them. Considering that I'm like literally this far along, or not even that far along. I mean, this is like only the 13th LP, so there's that to look at too. But considering the following on that, the premise of, you know, what I wanted to have for a full discussion on the Mario Galaxy movie, I mean, I honestly could make a whole research on how I would fit the Galaxy movie, but at the same time, it's like one of those things where people keep making these arguments like, oh, it's for children, blah blah blah. Like, yes, I get it, but like the thing that I've realized now is like the youngest, like, I'm gonna, like, let me put it this way, okay? 10 years ago, cartoons were made, cartoons, kids movies were made for Gen Z. 20 years ago, they were made for millennials that were also children. They were children at the time, but now they're pretty much in their 30s now, right? And those Gen Zers were in their 20s, and the youngest one of us is potentially 14, and even they, which I wouldn't even consider them to be Gen Z at that point, but it is what it is, because the thing is, like, the cutoff, really, it's like, I would say some 14-year-olds would be Gen Zers, even though a lot of them would have honestly grown up in the Alpha generation. And so a lot of these movies are being made for Gen Alpha now, because the youngest Gen Alpha would be pretty much like, if you're probably 1 year old now, maybe 2 years old, if I had to guess anything correctly here, because I'm just sitting here confused. Well, not confused, but it's like, the reality of it is, like, we can look at all these movies and critique and everything, but I don't think a lot of the general public is gonna listen to a lot of us when we look at these movies, like, you know, movies like Toy Story. What's another one? Iron Giant, dude. That one was Iron Giant. That was made. When was Iron? I want to look it up so badly. You know what? Flip it. Screw it. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now and see when Iron Giant was made. So when was Iron Giant made? And we can talk about other movies too, like Zootopia, the Lego Movie, The Lion King, and then there's also, like, what's another great movie that's out there? If you know any good movies that were made for kids, technically, quote unquote, but were really good. Here's the funny thing that the thing is, like, the further back in time you go, the better the movie. Iron Giant was made in 1999. And for those of you that know me in real life, like, I know that movie? Yeah, I grew up with that movie. That movie was fantastic. So, it absolutely was, and I wish to watch it again once I have a DVD player again. I'm gonna watch that thing again, because, like, it was such a good movie, and I have such high nostalgia for it, and, you know, like, movies like that, like, it's slow paced, but that's just the kind of movies I like. But if you look at the Lego Movie, it's basically like a replica of the Super Mario Galaxy 2 movie, but they actually got the job done right in a way. It wasn't the best movie in the world, but it was awesome. But it was a good enough movie where it was entertaining. You know, like, everything was awesome, literally. Everything. And, you know, it has its cringe moments and everything. Like, yeah, it was a little cringe. I myself wouldn't consider the Lego Movie to be all that great, but I would consider it to be somewhat, you know, decent, I guess. Like, I could argue that it would be somewhat decent. And, you know, like, I would, you know, if someone were to say, like, oh, this is a masterpiece or whatever, like, I wouldn't argue it too much. But, however, I would say, like, if there's movies to, like, consider to be, like, remotely anything good, I would definitely consider, like, watching movies back in, like, that were made in the 1990s, 80s even, 2000, early 2000s, I would say. There's a lot of good movies that could have been made. I mean, take a look at Despicable Me. I mean, that one was like, I mean, it had a lot of cringy jokes and whatnot too in that era, but at the same time, it was also like somewhat of like a cinematic movie, and it didn't even have to try to be cinematic. It was just good, and like, you know, it just had like lowball humor, like literally low vocabulary, low brain rot humor, literally, or high brain rot humor. You know, it's just you have minions saying bottom, and it's just like, yeah, I remember that. That's funny. And it's just like, it has a lesson, it has some sort of story structure, but it's not like oh, like you know exactly what this lesson and everything. Like, you kind of figure it out. Bolts is another example. Any other movies I could bring up? Nemo, Finding Nemo was another great one. WALL-E. A lot of people didn't like. I don't know. There was somebody that I talked with, and they were like, "I don't like WALL-E." I'm like, should give it a chance. Give it a chance. That's all I gotta say. But yeah. Let's look at some extra content quickly.
Mario! Mario! No!
Okay, that's nice. All right, so yeah, so that's everything. I wanted to put a soundtrack that would have been like, it's like very underrated, but I guess you can't really find it here. Like, really, like, you cannot find it here in the, unless it's an event. No, it's not an event. Shoot, which one is it then? I don't think it's any of these. Nope, it's in none of these. Subroa, Paris Dream. Yeah, nope. These are all puzzles, glossary, ability, stylus stage. Stage cleared. Flame Glacier. Yep, I don't see anything of any use to be here. Yep, I don't think there's anything here. That's kind of sad. Here's a soundtrack I want you guys to listen to. We'll get to the question marks in a second, but this is what I wanted to. This is what I wanted to. Definitely take a listen to the soundtrack, because it's actually like very underrated. I'll leave it in the description below. It's kind of sad. Endless Vibe. So what do you do with this? This drink smells... Oh. I guess I never really like decided to like check out... I guess I never decided to read it. What did he say? This drink smells like pure danger. Drink it and you'll never tire. Oh. Okay, well, that's cool. So let's test it out and see what happens when you try to test it out. In a second. It's gonna try in 1-1 possibly. So what does Endless Vibe do? Well, Endless Vibe pretty much allows you to use your vibe endlessly, pretty much. Which would have been useful for when I actually had to play through this entire game again, and then you guys had to sit here and watch me do it again. So yeah, now you get to hear the giddy version or glad version of this song. Like, I'm just like, wee. So yeah, that's cool, right? I bet a lot of people find that hilarious, fun. You can even go through like the whatchamacallit, what is that area? What is that area called? Like where you go through the rope area. where you ride Perry and you ride inside of Perry along the zip line, and it's like the zip line area. Like you get to actually just fly through it like easily without any sort of problem. So yeah, you can either turn this on or turn it off basically in the extras, which I'll show you right now on how to do so. So just, I think I show you how to do it. Is it in bonus? Do I show you or no? I want to say I do show you at some point. Do I show you? Please tell me I show you. I do show you, right? No, I don't show you. Okay. Well, if you go into extras, there should be a setting where you could pretty much turn it on or turn it off, and it'll be there. And yeah, I don't really know what else to really tell you guys, but this is the end of the LP. Sorry that I've just been literally kind of like just throwing you all over the place in terms of like topics and whatnot, to stick to one topic or not. I did say I was going to talk about it quite a lot in this episode, and I mean I pretty much did, right? I talked about the video game, the Nintendo Directs, the state of play, not the Direct. What is it called? Showcase. It's called a showcase. Because my brain couldn't think of that word sooner, but that's fine. Alright, so anyways, if you look at the map quickly... shoot, if I can only put the Koopalings up there. I'm not going to edit it, but it's fine. Just picture, okay? La-Di-Da Plains will have Iggy. Who would it have? I guess I could put Lemmy in there. I would put... No, I would not put Lemmy in there. I'll put Larry in there. Yeah, I'll put Larry in there. Larry's gonna go in there. Larry's gonna go in the forest. Or you know what? No, Roy's gonna go in the forest. Yeah, Roy goes in the forest. Ludwig will go in the ghost area. Morton would be in the volcano area. In the beach area would be Wendy. Lemmy would be in the igloo area. And then Larry would be in the sky area. Basically. And if... Or maybe just change Larry and... I don't know. I don't see Larry with a foresty vibe or anything. But I don't see him with a sky vibe either. So maybe I'll put Roy in the sky. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. So the order would be Iggy, Larry... Then in the ghost area, okay, sorry. La-Di-Da Plains will have Larry, or no, sorry. La-Di-Da Plains will have Iggy. The Who Woods would have Larry. It would, and then the ghost area will have Ludwig. Then the volcano area will have Morton. The beach area would have Wendy. The ice area would have Lemmy, and then the sky area would have Roy. And that's to call it for the wraps for in terms of the Koopalings that were unused in this game. If anybody wants to make some sort of mod or anything, I'll play it on this channel. And I would really appreciate if you do. The sprites are there. Just look it up on Spreader's Resource or somewhere else if it's easier for you to look it up for somewhere else. I guess I could like talk about the attacks maybe, of what they would have had maybe. Considering that there is a boss room already active, like ready for Iggy to use, so that's why I would consider putting Iggy in La-Di-Da Plains, just to keep it simple, right? And yeah, if that you know if that piques your interest, yeah, that'd be great. Anyways, I'm gonna call it here. Hope you guys did enjoy this LP, enjoy this playthrough, and enjoy this video. Go give it a share, subscribe, and whatnot. And I'll see you guys in the next video game. So with that being said, until then, don't forget to shine bright and stay bright.